Welcome back. If I don't thank you enough, thank you so much for supporting my channel. We are at one of the portions of the trip that inspired the whole trip, at least for me, from 12, 13, when we first went to the Grand Canyon as a family. I always wanted to go back. So here we are leaving Page, Arizona as the sun is rising. We have been told there were sheep and dogs on the site, but we didn't see them till the last day, so I got a picture of them. I absolutely love this little tin can camper. If you guys see one, let me know. I will trade in my baby girl for this. Don't tell her though. I love too fancy. But here we are heading to Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. It's referred to sometimes as the beginning of the east rim of the canyon. The river that you see surrounding the horseshoe, or giving the horseshoe shape to this amazing piece of rock jutting out of the ground or out of the water, is actually the Colorado River, which is still rather low right now because of the drought going on. Still creates an amazing effect though, and there were just so many people coming and going. Kept our mask on and abide by the sign, people. These signs crack me up. Don't get too close to the edge, duh. And yet I stay a little close to the edge, but you gotta get the shot, right? So my travel buddy and I were looking for rather unique pieces, and we stopped at a couple places along the way. We were told, real Navajo selling real Navajo jewelry, how to eye real turquoise. It shouldn't be too shiny, and some other pointers. But they were not cheap, guys. Even on the side of the road, not cheap. This place, however, was surprisingly cheap. So good. And we finally got to taste the Navajo fry bread, which tastes a lot like sopapillas. I was not disappointed though. Super yum. Super yum. And so we're getting close to the east rim. We're going in the east entrance of the canyon. The west end, there's still some COVID limitations as far as where you can enter, sadly, because of the terrible, the devastation that was wreaked on the Navajo people by COVID-19 and so many. So there were a lot of restrictions, but we still got to see so much of the canyon. So just driving in, beautiful drive. We pulled over a few times and got some great views coming in. We had 3 full days and 4 nights at Grand Canyon, which was wonderful to me. The beauty of the Grand Canyon is just every moment there is a different angle. And spotting the wildlife, of course, the elk. Later I did eat some, but I promise I love them. They're so beautiful. It's just gorgeous. The site we stayed at was very not the best. I can't recommend it, sorry. Not very clean, just hasn't been updated in a long time, but the people were very nice. So the next day, my focus was to rest up a bit and to get some pictures of the Grand Canyon at sunset, which to me is one of the most beautiful times to see the Grand Canyon. Mind you, depending on the day, you are going to see different angles. Spend some time in the museums. You're going to get a lot of history of the early settlers and how the Grand Canyon came to be a national park, which to me is always rather fascinating because you kind of think of, I don't know, sometimes you just don't think of it. Like, it's always been a national park. No, people are just trying to live there. So the establishment of the trains that were brought was made into a game preserve, and so much of the wildlife was given a chance to come back to the park. Because when it was being hunted by the natives, it wasn't nearly as hard to keep them populated. But as it goes, when more people come and there's too much hunting and there's deforestation, and fortunately these national parks were established so that we can still enjoy them today. And so that's why it's very important that when you're there that you try to respect the wildlife and respect the canyon, even though it's made out of some tough rock. If you just wear at it and don't respect it, eventually it won't be there. And that's not very nice for people to come. I don't think I mentioned yet, one of my favorite things about being a tourist at the Grand Canyon are the 3 different bus routes: the blue, the orange, and the yellow. Okay, I don't remember the other color. Anyway, green. I think green was the other one. They take you to all these spots and they tell you when they're going to pick you up again. And they do this right up until, like, at the time we're there in October. A lot of these places aren't even open after that point because it gets so cold. So you hop on and off as you wish until I think an hour after sunset. You can still hop on and off. So it makes it so convenient, and you only have to think about carrying your water. Not even that, they have water bottle refill places everywhere. And taking your camera and just soaking it all in. So I'm going to be quiet so you can do the same. The sun was going down. Day 2 bonus. We spotted a bunny. And as you may or may not know, I'm especially a bunny lover now that I'm a bun mom. I have my little Gilly, and he may appear in some videos upcoming. This guy and most of the wildlife were so comfortable. They didn't mind us getting close at all. I love a good contrast, and the mask on this elk at the restaurant we ate at says everything. So the next day, here we are hopping on the trails again, and this is when I ate the elk. Oh my goodness, guys, the sandwich was so flavorful in the park. Now, this day was for painting, so I am no Picasso, but I find it so calming. And I've wanted to do this for quite a while, to sit at the rim and do my own little painting. Can't touch the real thing, but it was an awesome experience. Had a little cloud cover for this afternoon, so the sunrise wasn't quite as breathtaking. The temperature dropped just a little bit. Okay, we started getting flurries, which happens. There's extreme weather changes in the Grand Canyon, as you will know when you go. But don't say I didn't warn you. And that is also totally worth it. All of it.